Charlie Angus joining us on the MeidasTouch Network, a member of Parliament in the House of Commons in Canada. Charlie, we are close to Trump's inauguration. Is Canada ready for the tariffs that Trump is going to impose? What's going on? What's the sentiment right now in Canada?
I think what's really interesting is that Canadians now are much more aware and probably ready for the massive shock that is going to come to the economic system of North America than Americans are. Because this is a $900 billion trade relationship. If Donald Trump decides he's going to start monkey wrenching with that, yeah, it's going to hurt us in a big way. But Canadians are now united, except for a few of our quisling leaders who are trying to curry favor with the gangster in Mar-a-Lago. But average Canadians know this is our nation, this is our sovereignty, this is our identity on the line. So yeah, we're going to be ready for it. The question is what are the American people going to be ready for when suddenly the tariffs start hitting back in a big way, and American industry is going to stumble very quickly because of this very unnecessary, unprovoked attack by Donald Trump.
Tell us how you think it goes down. Day one, Trump does his tariffs. What should we expect Canada to do in response?
I think what you're going to see is it's going to come in either one or two forms. It'll either come with being Canadian, being measured, where we're going to start to roll out a whole series of targeted responses. Certainly, I think Florida will probably get hit hard. Orange juice that we've talked about. The critical minerals strategy, I mean, certainly the New Democratic Party leader, Jagmeet Singh, called on cutting off critical minerals, but British Columbia Premier David Eby also talked about cutting off critical minerals. And for the viewers to know, these are key for the high-tech economy. You can't get it anywhere except to China or Canada right now. And so if we start playing hardball with critical minerals, you're going to see key American industries hit hard. Certainly, there's going to be a whole bunch across the board products that'll be hit. I think some symbolic products, but it's going to hurt. And it's going to hurt us in a big way as well. We're going to see certainly our forestry industries will probably get hit hard. But I just want to really reiterate what Donald Trump has done is his attack on us as a nation, his attack on us as a people, and his ridiculing of Canadians. He's brought something up that you don't normally see in Canada. We don't normally wave flags. We don't pump our chests. But I can't walk down the street without people stopping me and saying, we're ready. In fact, there's this beautiful kind of populist patriotism and great ideas just bubbling up everywhere. It's about the resistance. So the resistance is on. So I want to say to our American friends and viewers, get ready for January 20th because it's going to hit us. Well, we're going to hit back hard. We play hockey and we play for keeps.
You're saying, look, the people in Canada know it's going to hurt, but coming together as a nation and recognize there may have to be this shared sacrifice in the name of Canadian sovereignty. What you're also saying, though, is that, you in America, you think that, this is all some game and that Donald Trump is out there, Canada posting this or that. We're going to hurt you. If you hurt us in Canada, be ready because we play for keeps in Canada. We're going to hurt you too. You're going to feel pain. And when Donald Trump's out there saying, you don't need Canada, well, you're about to see that you do. And your prices, everything's about to go up. Is that what you're saying?
It's going to hit housing prices. It's going to hit on energy prices. It's going to hit every aspect of the American economy. And, let's face it, we've come out of COVID. We've come out of high inflation. All of us have been struggling to get back to a better place. So this is Donald Trump saying, I'm going to break Canada's back and they're going to beg me to come and become some kind of vassal state. That's not going to happen. So I'm seeing a real level of determination. And I want to say, I don't think I worry at all about anything Donald Trump can do to us. The only worry we have is whether or not some of our, provincial leaders are going to try and cut side deals. But woe to them, because people are seriously pissed. If you're going to try and cut a side deal with the gangster from Mar-a-Lago or kiss up to Mussolini, it's going to hurt you politically. And I'm starting to see in Canada those who haven't stood up, like Pierre Poilievre, who's like Mr. Mini MAGA. His numbers are starting to really seriously take a beating because he's been trying to tiptoe around pissing off Elon Musk and Donald Trump. So to Canadian leaders, you better stand the gaff or you're going to get a hockey stick in the nose just like Donald Trump is.
You mentioned Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the Conservative Party, the opposition party in Parliament. Another member of the Conservative Party, Danielle Smith, at the provincial level, Alberta. Ben, it's not Alberta, it's Alberta, as people from Alberta made it very clear to me. She took the trip, I call it the pilgrimage of shame, to Mar-a-Lago, where she was trying to cut a side deal with Donald Trump for Alberta's oil and gas companies. But when she returned with news, no exemptions, 25% tariffs. And then she was photographed with Jordan Peterson, Kevin O'Leary, that whole kind of MAGA crew, if you will, who, by the way, was working with Pierre Poilievre, Elon Musk, trying to influence Canadian politics. It does seem, it's an interesting, right? Donald Trump talks about invasion from the South American, from Mexico and from Central American and South American countries. It feels like Canada's coming together and it's like, America, you're trying to invade us with your MAGA, with your guns, with your, with all of these kind of problems. Leave us alone. We're coming together, huh?
Well, this is really important, and I think you're going to start to see a lot of pushback on, I call him Muscolini, Elon Musk. People have been coming up to me. They stopped me the other night. I was out for a drink, and people are saying, hey, tariffs on Tesla. I was like, brilliant idea. So I've been pushing that with the finance minister. That's getting lots of traction. People want payback for what's happening. So Danielle Smith, who goes down to Mar-a-Lago, she doesn't go down with, Alberta's business community. She doesn't go down with labor leaders. She goes down with Jordan Peterson, a known crackpot who's just moved out of Canada because he says Canadians are mean to him. So you just file that one. And he goes down with Kevin O'Leary, a known grifter who wants to sell Canada out, or she goes down with him. So that's her team. She's not down there with Alberta's business community, and she says she's going to cut a deal for Alberta. Meanwhile, she's going to sell out Alberta's forestry industry, their agriculture industry, their tech industries, all to favor big oil. And she comes back and gets called a traitor. And now she's got her right-wing media with headlines saying, Danielle Smith is not a traitor. That's like the worst line ever since, like, I am not a crook. If you're having to say you're not a traitor, well, guess what? Look in the mirror. And while the rest of our leaders from across Canada were meeting to come up with a plan, she was calling it in from her hotel room in Panama. Like what? She's off on vacation while we're talking about hundreds of thousands of jobs being lost. So Danielle Smith, I think, has certainly damaged herself. Pierre Poilievre, the MAGA leader in Canada, has damaged himself because he won't distance himself from Danielle Smith. So right now, it's we're all in the trenches together. It's the Team Canada approach. We are going to stand up to this. We are going to resist. And if any of those leaders don't want to, well, they can get the hell out of the way.
We know that Donald Trump watches this program. We've been attacked in his various court filings, and his team, is always trying to see what we're saying, which guests we're having on. So as we approach his inauguration on Monday, which, by the way, was apparently too cold for him to be outside, even though JFK in colder weather spoke outside without a jacket, I might add. But he's doing it inside now. Look at the camera. What's your final message right now to Donald Trump before Monday? Well,
Donald Trump, you're a disgrace as a human being. I'm sorry. You may have gotten the presidency, but you're a disgrace. You're a convicted felon. You're a pervert. You treat your allies with absolute disdain while you kiss up to Putin. Here's the thing. We are your best neighbor. We are your best ally. We are your number one trading partner, but we won't break, Donald, because you think your grifter politics can push us around. And we will continue to defend the international world order. We will continue to work with NATO. We will continue to work with Ukraine. So, Donald, I know this is a big diversion exercise for you to change the channels in the United States, but you're going to have to explain to the American people very quickly why you brought in so many grifters and crooks with you. The American people aren't going to put up with it, and the Canadian people, we will never put up with it. Anytime, Donald, anywhere, we will take you on.
It's been incredible, Charlie, this journey with you from the first time we spoke 45 days ago or so, after you gave that incredible speech on the House of Commons floor, and to see where Canada was then and where it is right now. It's kind of night and day, if you will, or am I reading into it too much?
Well, I think Canadians, like many Americans, were shocked on November 5th. I think we were all, after those results came in, I think we didn't know what to expect. But I realized then that we were going to be in a very dark time, that democracy was going to face a threat that it had never faced in North America. And so I began to get myself ready and to organize. So, hey, I'm just a guy from Northern Ontario. Like, I don't claim to be anybody special, but I knew that we had to start speaking up. And people started to reach out from across party lines because they got it as well. I think right now what we're seeing is this coalescing of a movement. And I do want to give a shout out to your program. I can't go anywhere without people telling me they watch your program in Canada. So I think what we're seeing is that people are watching because they're looking for news that can back them up and give them hope, because we're going to be in for dark times. But I mean, democracy has been threatened before. Canadian people, and I'm not bragging here, there is no nation on the planet that has spilled more blood per capita defending other nations' rights to have their own decisions and their own democracies. That's Canada's history. That's who we are. And so ordinary Canadians, they're coming up for all age groups, new Canadians, third generation, fifth generation, saying, I'll be there. I don't know what I got to do, but I'm going to defend my country, and I'm going to defend our values of as an inclusive, positive nation where we look out for each other and we don't throw people under the bus.
I want to speak to all the people of Canada when I say Donald Trump may be the next president, but he doesn't speak for all of us here. He got under 50% of the vote in the United States. His approval rating right now is basically the worst in history before an inauguration, somewhere between 41 and 44%, depending on whether you look at the AP or Morris poll. And here in the United States, there are tens of millions, 70 plus million of us who are with you. We support the pro-democracy community, and we want to build bridges in Canada, in Europe, in Mexico, any place that wants peace and unity and bring people together. We're going to build that international community one step at a time. We stand in solidarity with you, and we're grateful for the resistance and backbone that you're showing there. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Charlie. We appreciate you, and everybody.
Absolutely.
Hit subscribe here, and let's get to 4 million subscribers.
Let's get there. Thank you so much.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.